In an exhaustive book, OJ is innocent and I can prove it, private investigator William C. Dear details his 18-year investigation of the June 12, 1994, murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Dear concludes that OJ didn't kill his ex-wife and her friend, but he did visit the scene of the crime shortly after it occurred, and that evidence suggests his son Jason, who was 24 at the time, did it in a rage killing. Dear made a list of all potential suspects, visited the crime scene and other relevant places, conducted interviews, established a clear timeline of events, debunked alibis, collected evidence, and generally aimed to subvert false assumptions made by the LAPD. Dear's goal is that the information will lead to the convening of a special grand jury, an arrest, and a conviction for these senseless murders. To most of those who watched the famous White Bronco low-speed chase and trial after the killings in 1994, it will likely seem inconceivable that someone other than Simpson committed the murders, but Dear cites some compelling evidence to support his case. At the very least, it seems Jason Simpson should have been considered a suspect, which he never was. And if there is any conceivable explanation for OJ Simpson's bizarre behavior after the murders other than that he killed his ex-wife, it is that he knew that his son had killed Nicole Brown Simpson and wanted to protect him. Importantly, this is not the first time Dear has investigated a murder. He used the same method to solve the murder of an Ohio man named Dean Milo, which resulted in 11 people, including Milo's brother, being sent to jail. We've pulled out the biggest reasons why Dear considers OJ's son a major suspect. Who is Jason Simpson? Jason Simpson was born in 1970, OJ's first son and second child from his first marriage to Marguerite L. Whitley. Jason was just 7 years old when his father started dating Nicole Brown while still married to Jason's mother. His parents divorced in 1979, and OJ went on to marry and father 2 more children with Nicole. Jason had a difficult childhood. His youngest sister from OJ's first marriage, 1-year-old Erin, tragically drowned in the family pool months after his parents' divorce. Dear's book suggests that Jason began abusing alcohol, ecstasy, and cocaine as early as age 14 and puts forward medical records that show 3 recorded suicide attempts. By the time the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman took place, Jason Simpson was grappling with mental health issues and a criminal record. Police reports indicate Jason was arrested at least 4 times prior to the murders. These arrests include a DUI, driving with a suspended license, and most notably assault with a deadly weapon. Jason had violently attacked one girlfriend with a knife, almost killing her, and had assaulted another in the years leading up to his stepmother's death by stabbing. At the time of the murder, he was on probation for attacking his boss with a kitchen knife. While it was alleged that OJ was also a perpetrator of domestic violence, he wasn't known to use weapons in his attacks. Jason had been diagnosed with intermittent rage disorder, which is commonly referred to as Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. This would make him prone to angry and violent outbursts. Simpson was known to black out and had been committed to a hospital on several occasions after hearing voices in his head. While he was prescribed Depakote to cope with anger and seizures, Dear's book says that he had stopped taking his medication in the months leading up to the murders. Simpson's motive for the killings was a fit of unexplained rage. On the night of the murders, Brown was supposed to dine at the restaurant where Jason worked, but changed her mind last minute, possibly without notifying her stepson. His private diary reveals violent thoughts. Dear obtained diaries belonging to Jason that talked about wanting to hurt anyone who had wronged his loved ones. A note titled Dear Jason demonstrates manic thoughts and describes the writer as being 3 people. Handwriting experts concluded that Jason had written the note himself. Physical evidence links Jason to the murder scene. A black knit navy watch cap found at the scene did not match any fibers found on OJ. The hat was also coated in dog hairs. OJ did not own a dog, but Jason did. Photographs found in Jason's storage locker show that Jason wore watch caps frequently. One image, dated March 24, 1993, shows Jason sitting with his dog while wearing an identical cap to that found at the murder site. The LAPD found 15 unknown fingerprints at Nicole's Brentwood home where the murder took place, none of which matched OJ's prints. The police also failed to compare them to Jason's prints. There was also blood and skin found under Nicole's fingernails that did not match OJ's DNA. Ron Goldman, a third-degree black belt, was found with bruised hands, suggesting he had fought back against his attacker. OJ stripped for LAPD a day after the murders and showed no signs of bruising. Jason's DNA was never requested by the police, nor was he interviewed by LAPD. Deere purchased the contents of a storage locker owned by Jason at the time of the murders, which contained a knife that matched the description of the murder weapon. The Swiss and stiletto knives owned by OJ were ruled out as the murder weapons, but a forensic scientist hired by Deere to examine Jason's knife concluded that the butt of the knife matches the injury Nicole suffered at the top of her head. Jason had previously attended the Army and Navy Academy, and a former classmate told Deere that he had been trained in hand-to-hand combat as well as field knife training. OJ, on the other hand, was known to hate the sight of blood. So why would someone with a blood phobia bring a knife to kill someone? Jason has no alibi. The LAPD determined that the murders took place between 9:45 p.m. and 10:05 p.m. After 9:50 p.m., Jason was alone and has no alibi that can be supported by someone else. At the restaurant where he worked, Jason's time card for the night of June 12th was handwritten, even though the electronic time clock was working, meaning his alibi could be false. Jason was known to have a love-hate relationship with the mother of his youngest siblings and was possibly infuriated that she hadn't come to see him at work. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content proving OJ's innocence.